Hey everyone, Tomias here. This is another guide on resource allocation management, especially surrounding the topic of stamina purchases and what you should get from coin shops. So, again, this is my alt account on the CN server. My main CN account is with my guildies for clan battle right now, so I can't log on because I'll kick them out when they're doing some hits for me. I've been so busy with the English launch that I haven't really played for, for my guildies for clan battle. But regardless, let's talk about stamina. So stamina, as you can see here, it costs 40 during the first 3 times, and the cost goes exponentially up. So for the first 3 times, it's 40, and if it goes up, it's gonna be 60, I think. Yeah, and then after that, let's see how much. I don't think I can use all of it right now because there's a cap. Yeah, so there's a cap. 999 is the cap that you can hold as stamina, but I think after 60 might be 90 or 100. I'm not too sure. So what I want people to know is if you're a free-to-play player or if you are just a small-time spender, you really should not be buying a lot of stamina. So on launch, usually the servers will give N2 or N3, which is normal 2, normal 3. That means everything you get drop-wise is doubled or tripled. And that's when people buy a lot of stamina to farm equips, to push far. But right now, the soft launch of the English server, there's no bonuses going on at the moment. So my recommendation is you should only really be filling up 3 stamina per day. So it's not really a race to see who spams stamina the most and get to the level cap, because sure, you can buy like 30 a day, you get to level 80 first, but then you'll be stuck in level 80 with the rest of the people. And those people will catch up eventually, and by the time they do, they're gonna have way more gems than you. So at launch 3 should be the maximum you get because there's no bonuses right now, or 6 if you're really keen and want to push for some progression. So right now, I know some people are asking, if I only buy 3, is it enough for me to reach level 80 at a reasonable within a reasonable time frame? So there is a tool on the Taiwanese PCR Princess Connect wiki that shows you how many days it'll take. So if we look at this right now, let's say you're about level 20 and you want to be level 80, and this is how much EXP the mission will give in your daily missions, the EXP plus the 200 stamina that you get, and then the little furnitures that you get from clear dungeons that give you stamina recovery as well, and then your 24-hour stamina and how many stamps you buy. So you can see here, if you're level 20 right now, to reach level 80 with all the following conditions and 3 stamp per day, it'll take you 70 days. So right now, Princess Connect English is supposed to have its full release during March of 2021, right? So I personally don't think it'll take that long, because 3 months of full soft release before that is a bit too much. It'll give a lot of advantages for the players that start right now. So what I think is we'll probably release January, maybe February. So if you wanna keep progression faster, you can do 6 stamps, and if you do 6, the amount of days it takes to reach level 80 goes down to 53. And keep in mind, this is without any drop bonuses. So once the drop bonuses come out during, let's say, full launch, and you'll have some time before the first clan battle to prep, you'll be purchasing 6 or 9 pots of stamp refills, just because it's more efficient to spend that way. You have to note that gems or jewels are quite you have to plan ahead, because there are lots of banners that you have to pull, or you're gonna have a bad time. Especially the second half of the first year is full of limited. You can see my 6 months banner prediction video on my YouTube channel to see what you can expect within the next 6 to 8 months. But you should be really saving gems as a free-to-play player, and plan accordingly. If you're a whale, you can spend 20, 30 stamina pots a day to try to get as far and as fast as you can and push for that arena, because the faster you reach to the top of the arena and sit there, the more the daily rewards you'll get, and hopefully that'll make the stamina you spend worthwhile. Although unless it goes for a full 3 months and you're sitting at the top for like the 2 or 3 months, then it's still not going to be worth it to spend that much extra gems. So that's about the stamina point. And I also see people talking about, what about buying mana? So mana is different. I usually buy 1 mana per day. So it's for 10 jewels. You get some skip tickets, you get some mana. It's great because it satisfies one of the daily mission conditions. But anything above that, unless you've got a serious mana problem, or you just have tons of jewels, again you're swimming in jewels, you should not be buying a lot of mana, because the first temple is 200. So it's the 10 plus 180 is actually, sorry, it's 190. But you can see you get skip tickets, you get mana, but it's not worth it because the price goes up. So at the very most, you'll get the 1 for the mission, and if you want, the 9 more. Anything above that is just really, really not worth it, unless you're whale, of course, because I know that on CN launch, people actually bought like 100 mana per day, but each to their own, right? So that is mana. Next, I'll talk about the coin. So the coin system is why this game is really, really friendly to free-to-play players and how they can catch up. So there are lots of units that have their shards, which you use to, get higher stars version of them, and those shards are free. In the sense that you just have to do some of the PvE modes and then you can exchange them. So I'm using my ult again to show you, because of my main, I actually exchanged everything, so they're all grayed out. But I'll tell you the main ones that you should be exchanging for, because as part of the soft launch, you have tons of time to gather those shards, and you'll be really ahead of those players that play on full release, because you'll be able to get those units to a much higher star level, or if you didn't have them in the first place, get those 3 stars. So the first one is the dungeon coin. So you get the dungeon coins from your daily dungeons. In the English version, goes all the way up to VH. You want to first focus on, and I have the list right here. You want Yukari to be 2-star first. So why 2-star? Because Yukari, you use her for a lot of the PvE modes. I used her for clearing map 8 initially. So Yukari is definitely someone you want to push into 2-star. And then you can focus on Nozomi. So Nozomi is a 3-star, but you can actually make a copy of her by having 145, I think, pieces of her. So you can exchange her out, and by the time, if we do have the full release in March, you'll have a copy of Nozomi if you didn't pull her already. And you can also exchange Maho there too, but the priority would be getting Yukari to 2-star, getting copy of Nozomi, getting that copy of Nozomi to 5-star, and then getting Maho if you don't have her. And by that time, you might not even need Maho. And then after that, if you do decide to skip Maho, you can go back and get Yukari to 5-star. So that is the dungeon coins. For the arena coins, there are lots of choices here. I would say that usually people, if they don't have Monica, they go for Monica first, because Monica herself is a great arena unit. It speeds your team up, so you're faster than the defending enemy. But I also know that people exchange Tamaki, because Tamaki at a higher level destroys mage teams. So she's going to be really strong in arena as well. So again, it's personal preference. If it was for me, I'd probably get Tamaki to 3, because I have a 2-star copy of her, and then Monica to 3 if I still feel the need. And then after that, you get Monica or Tamaki to 3, you can get Tamaki to 5. And after Tamaki to 5, we'll probably release another video going over what you should exchange after. So that is for the arena. And then Princess Arena, which you unlock after completing map 815, I believe, is different. So Princess Arena, you want to get your Miyako or your Kaori to 3-star. I would say that to have a better time in PvE as well as some parts of PvP, you want your Miyako, you're putting to get her to 3-star first. Kaori to 3-star is also great, because for the first clan battle, if you can get Kaori to 3-star, it's a big DPS jump. But there should be enough time, I feel, to get both to 3. You can also plan ahead and spend some amulets, or Will's Tears as some of the people call it, on the first few or 20 or 40 pieces. And then next is the Will Tier, or the amulets called in the English version. So making sure that you understand it's omni in the way that you can exchange any character shards with the amulets, and then don't waste them on units that are, I've seen people use them on Miyako. I've seen people use them on Yui to rush her to 2-star. You can farm those shards, so don't waste them. But again, if you're a whale, you can get your Miyako to 5-star right away, and then no one can actually beat you in arena if you set the 5-star Miyako as defense until a much later time when people have their mage team set up for arena. So I'm just strictly talking about the free-to-play players as well as the low spenders, that you really want to treasure those amulet resources. Don't waste them. You want to spend them on units that will make the biggest impact. And I'll do banner reviews before any banners come out, so you know which ones are going to be worth the investment. And then lastly is the clan coins. So for clan coins, really the only option here is Makoto. So again, if you paid attention to the reroll guides, you're focused on PvE or focused on clan battles, then you pull the Makoto. You'll be exchanging shards for her until you get her to 5-star. And the caveat here is, if you don't have Makoto, you're not going to be in a top tier guild, so you're going to get less guild or clan coins to spend and get a copy or more shards for Makoto. So it's like a vicious cycle, right? You need to do well to get her shards, but if you don't have her, then you're not even going to get her shards. So that pretty much sums up the stamina, mana, as well as the coin resource allocation and recommendations. I hope that was helpful, and if you have any questions, you can post them down below. And I will be releasing a video shortly about what characters you should be prioritizing when you're farming hard mode. So those character shards, especially for us players that are starting on the soft launch, we're going to have a few months of just absolutely free shards coming at us, and we should be able to make a few units 3-star before the full release.